What does it truly mean to be wealthy? Is it defined by the size of your bank account, the opulence of your possessions, or the status you hold in society? These age-old questions have intrigued humanity for centuries. Among various philosophical traditions, Stoicism stands out for its profound and practical insights. Epictetus, a former slave turned influential Stoic teacher, succinctly captured this perspective. Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. This statement encapsulates the Stoic philosophy that true richness arises not from accumulating more, but from needing less. Seneca, another prominent Stoic philosopher, echoed this sentiment, observing, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor." These words highlight the modern dilemma of perpetual desire and discontent, urging us to reconsider our approach to fulfillment. Emerging in Athens circa 300 BCE, Stoicism offers a unique perspective on wealth that remains remarkably relevant in today's era of materialism and social comparison. Stoics did not equate wealth with material abundance or external achievements. Instead, they viewed true wealth as an internal state, an embodiment of self-sufficiency, moderated desires, and inner freedom. This Stoic viewpoint presents a compelling alternative to the pervasive messages equating happiness with acquisition, challenging us to look beyond superficial markers of wealth and contemplate what genuinely enriches our lives. Yet, Stoicism does not merely critique the pursuit of external wealth. It offers a constructive alternative. Stoics advocate for a life grounded in virtue, self-discipline, and inner growth. Seneca emphasized the importance of self-mastery, stating, "He is the most powerful person who has power over himself." This perspective challenges us to redefine prosperity, encouraging us to seek fulfillment internally rather than externally. Stoicism teaches that genuine wealth lies in finding contentment in the present moment, cultivating wisdom and courage, and living in harmony with our deepest values. In this video, we will explore the Stoic concept of wealth. We'll discuss how to define personal wealth in alignment with our true selves rather than societal expectations. We'll explore the liberating practice of understanding what is truly enough, freeing ourselves from the cycle of insatiable desires. Additionally, we'll delve into the Stoic practice of voluntary simplicity, a potent tool for nurturing gratitude and resilience. Finally, we'll examine how to cultivate enduring wealth by developing our inner resources and leading lives of purpose and integrity. The Stoic philosophy offers us a pathway to a more prosperous and meaningful existence, reminding us that true wealth is not measured by possessions, but by alignment with our values, inner peace, and openness to the richness of human experience. Chapter 1. Redefining Wealth Through Stoic Wisdom. The Stoics, drawing from profound insights and personal experiences, offer a transformative perspective on the paradoxical nature of material wealth. Their teachings challenge conventional ideas about richness, providing an enlightening and liberating viewpoint. Let us delve into the wisdom of Seneca, one of the foremost Stoic philosophers. In one of his letters, Seneca asserts, "Money does not enrich you. It's as if we say we have a fever when the fever really has us." This metaphor vividly illustrates Seneca's belief that wealth often controls people rather than the other way around. Seneca observed that many wealthy individuals in Rome, paradoxically, were among the most spiritually impoverished. Their wealth had ensnared them, dictating their lives and surrounding them with insincere flatterers rather than granting them freedom. This sentiment is echoed in another saying of Seneca, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor." Here, Seneca highlights the detrimental effects of insatiable desire. Regardless of how much wealth one accumulates, One remains spiritually destitute if the hunger for more persists. Epictetus, another towering figure in Stoic philosophy, echoed similar views. Having risen from slavery to become a revered teacher, Epictetus possessed a unique perspective on wealth and freedom. He recounted a tale of a man offered a lucrative position by Emperor Augustus. The man proudly informed Epictetus of the money and fame he anticipated. However, Epictetus remained unimpressed, asking probing questions that questioned the true essence of a fulfilled life. "I advised him not to touch it," Epictetus recounted to his students. When the man argued about the wealth he would amass, Epictetus responded, "Yes, for very little in return." The man insisted his name would be remembered, to which Epictetus asked, "Will you be present every time someone speaks your name?" When the man claimed his name would outlive him, Epictetus retorted, "So will a stone bearing your name." Finally, when the man boasted about wearing a golden crown, Epictetus delivered the final blow. "And at your funeral they will place a crown of roses upon you. You will look even more splendid then." Through this dialogue, Epictetus emphasizes the fleeting and unsatisfactory nature of external symbols of wealth and success. He encourages us to look beyond superficial gains and contemplate the real costs of pursuing wealth, the compromises, sacrifices, and spiritual poverty that often accompany it. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic philosopher king, also weighed in on this topic. He famously said, "We all love ourselves more than others, yet we care more about their opinion than our own." This observation underscores how our perception of wealth is often shaped more by societal expectations and the judgments of others than by our values and sense of fulfillment. The Stoics recognized that true wealth emanates from within, from a state of inner freedom, contentment, and self-mastery. As Epictetus succinctly put it, wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. This radical redefinition of wealth shifts our focus from external accumulation to internal cultivation. By moderating our desires, finding contentment with what we have, and nurturing our inner resources, the Stoics argue that we can attain a more enduring and fulfilling form of wealth than material riches alone. These ancient insights challenge us to reassess contemporary notions of wealth and success. They prompt us to consider, are we genuinely enriched by the size of our bank accounts or the number of possessions we amass? Or can we discover a deeper, more lasting richness by mastering ourselves, restraining our desires, and focusing on what truly matters in life? The Stoic perspective on wealth offers us a pathway to freedom, freedom from the endless pursuit of desire and dissatisfaction, freedom from the influence of others' opinions, and freedom to live a life aligned with our deepest values. Embracing this viewpoint opens us to a form of wealth that no economic downturn can diminish and no thief can steal, the richness of a life well lived. Chapter 2: Redefining Personal Wealth. In delving into the Stoic perspective on wealth, we now address a fundamental concept: redefining personal wealth. The Stoics recognized that true prosperity is profoundly subjective, extending beyond mere material abundance. Let us begin with a profound statement from Epictetus. True wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. This declaration encapsulates the Stoic viewpoint on personal wealth, indicating that our richness is determined not by our possessions, but by our attitude towards desires. Consider for a moment what constitutes a wealthy life for you. Is it the freedom to travel extensively, the opportunity to spend quality time with loved ones, the ability to pursue meaningful work, or perhaps the tranquility of a life free from financial worries? These answers vary widely among individuals. Some may find wealth in adventurous experiences, while others may prioritize deep relationships or the impact of their contributions. For some, wealth lies in the freedom from excessive material possessions and responsibilities. The Stoics affirm, the wealthiest person is not the one who has the most, but the one who needs the least. This perspective encourages us to shift our focus from accumulation to contentment, fostering satisfaction with what we already possess. This does not imply abandoning ambition or aspirations for improvement. Rather, it urges us to be mindful of our desires and to discern between what is genuinely essential for a fulfilling life and what societal pressures dictate we should desire. The Stoics also underscored the significance of self-sufficiency in defining personal wealth. Another prominent Stoic philosopher advised, enrich yourself not by facilitating every whim, but by eliminating them. This implies that genuine wealth stems from our ability to meet our needs and find contentment within ourselves, rather than relying on external sources for our happiness. Consider the contrast between someone who constantly seeks entertainment, luxury, and validation to feel fulfilled, and someone who derives joy from simple pleasures, meaningful endeavors, and solitude. Who, in this scenario, truly embodies wealth? The Stoic approach to personal wealth also emphasizes the value of intangible treasures. Wisdom, virtue, meaningful connections, and peace of mind are forms of wealth that defy monetary measurement yet enrich a well-lived life. As Epictetus reminds us, he is a wise man who does not mourn for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has. This attitude of gratitude represents a form of wealth, enabling us to savor and fully appreciate the richness of our experiences. Defining personal wealth in this manner necessitates introspection and a readiness to challenge societal norms. It involves asking ourselves challenging questions. What do I genuinely cherish? What brings me authentic happiness and fulfillment? What am I willing to relinquish to lead a more contented and purposeful existence? These inquiries guide us in defining our conception of wealth, helping us make decisions that resonate with our values and bring us closer to the life we authentically desire. The Stoic approach to redefining personal wealth offers a potent remedy to the consumerism and societal comparisons pervasive in modern culture. By prioritizing contentment, self-reliance, and the cultivation of inner abundance, we can discover a form of wealth that surpasses the transient pursuit of more. In the ensuing sections, we will explore practical methods to apply these Stoic principles in our lives, empowering us to redefine wealth in alignment with our true selves and fostering greater fulfillment and tranquility. Chapter 3: Understanding Sufficiency. As we delve into Stoic teachings on wealth, we encounter a fundamental concept: understanding sufficiency. This idea lies at the heart of Stoic philosophy regarding how to live a fulfilled and prosperous life. Let's begin with a timeless insight. If you do not see what you already have as enough, you will always be unhappy, no matter how much you acquire. This profound observation challenges our modern obsession with accumulation and prompts us to reconsider the value of contentment. The Stoics recognized that unchecked pursuit of wealth leads to an endless cycle of desire. No matter how much we amass, there remains an insatiable urge for more. This perpetual craving, rather than bringing lasting happiness, often deprives us of appreciating the present moment's joy and fulfillment. Seneca's wisdom echoes this sentiment. It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is, impoverished. This reframes poverty not merely as a lack of possessions, but as an unquenchable thirst for more. Conversely, genuine wealth arises from finding satisfaction in what we already possess. But how do we discern what constitutes sufficiency? The Stoics would argue that this is a deeply personal inquiry requiring introspection and a clear understanding of our values and necessities. For some, Sufficiency might mean having adequate resources to live comfortably and pursue passions. For others, it could involve providing for family and contributing to community well-being. The key lies in defining sufficiency based on genuine needs and core values, rather than societal pressures or transient desires. Epictetus advises, "He is a wise man who does not mourn for the things which he does not have, but rejoices in those which he does." This attitude of gratitude serves as a potent antidote to perpetual yearning for more. By focusing on and appreciating our current blessings, we tap into a richness that transcends material accumulation. A poignant anecdote illustrates this concept. At a gathering, author Kurt Vonnegut informs his friend Joseph Heller that their host, a hedge fund manager, earned in one day what Heller made from his iconic novel, Catch-22, throughout its entire history. Heller responds, "Yes, but I have something he will never have. Enough." This story encapsulates the Stoic notion of sufficiency, not about accumulating the most, but recognizing and finding contentment in what is adequate. Another Stoic philosopher advises, "Enrich yourself not by making every desire possible, but by reducing them." Understanding sufficiency involves not only setting limits on desires, but actively cultivating moderation and refinement. By nurturing contentment and embracing moderation, we liberate ourselves from the grip of ceaseless craving. This creates space in our lives for what truly matters: meaningful relationships, personal growth, contributing to others, and inner tranquility. Recognizing sufficiency empowers us to make deliberate choices about how we allocate our resources. Instead of incessantly pursuing more, we can focus on utilizing what we possess in ways that resonate with our values and bring genuine fulfillment. How can we implement these insights into our lives? Consider these practical steps. 1. Regularly contemplate what is genuinely necessary for a fulfilling life. Differentiate between genuine needs and fleeting desires. 2. Cultivate gratitude daily. Take time to acknowledge and appreciate what you already possess. 3. Before pursuing a new purchase or goal, ask yourself, will this enhance my life, or am I merely chasing after more? 4. Experiment with simplicity. Explore living with less and observe its impact on your contentment. 5. Define success according to your values, not societal expectations. In the Stoic philosophy, true wealth does not derive from having the most, but from needing the least. By understanding and appreciating sufficiency, we open ourselves to a richness that extends beyond material possessions, the wealth of a fulfilled and purposeful existence. As we internalize this principle, we may discover that we already possess more than enough. In this realization lies a form of wealth that transcends monetary value and enriches every aspect of our lives. Chapter 4. Embracing Voluntary Simplicity. One of the most unconventional yet transformative Stoic practices for cultivating genuine wealth is embracing voluntary simplicity. This concept may seem at odds with modern ideals that equate wealth with comfort and abundance. However, Stoics recognized that intentionally embracing austerity and scarcity, even temporarily, can foster profound insights and personal development. Let's start with Seneca's counsel on this practice. Allocate certain days to live contentedly with the simplest and most inexpensive meals, dressed in rough attire, asking yourself throughout, is this the condition I feared? This exercise isn't about glorifying poverty or depriving oneself of life's essentials. Instead, it serves as a tool to build resilience, nurture gratitude, and liberate oneself from the anxiety of material loss that often accompanies wealth. Seneca astutely observed, "Wealth is the servant of a wise person, the master of a fool." This statement encapsulates the Stoic perspective on material possessions. The wise individual uses wealth as a means, refusing to be controlled or defined by it. Conversely, the fool becomes enslaved by their possessions, perpetually anxious about losing them. By voluntarily experiencing simplicity, even briefly, we learn that we can thrive with much less than we typically think we need. This realization can be profoundly liberating, alleviating the fear of potential loss and enabling a deeper appreciation of the abundance already present in our lives. Consider the story of an anonymous CEO who annually lives on a minimal budget for a week. Despite significant wealth, he finds this practice grounding and perspective-shifting. It reinforces the distinction between wants and necessities while fostering empathy for those less fortunate. This practice resonates with the teachings of Musonius Rufus, who asserted, "To truly enrich yourself, start by eliminating your debts." While he primarily referred to financial debts, we can extend this to the psychological debts owed to our possessions, such as the mental energy spent worrying about acquiring and protecting our belongings. Practicing simplicity helps us shed these psychological debts, revealing that our well-being doesn't hinge on material possessions. As we cultivate contentment with less, we gain an enduring form of wealth, self-reliance and inner tranquility. Epictetus, who endured poverty and slavery early in life, understood this profoundly. He taught, "The most powerful person is one who masters themselves." By willingly embracing simplicity and scarcity, we cultivate self-mastery and resilience. We prove to ourselves that we can confront adversity, bolstering our confidence and personal strength. How can we integrate this Stoic exercise into modern life? Consider these suggestions. 1. Designate a simplicity week, where you live on a minimal budget, consuming basic foods and minimizing discretionary expenses. 2. Experiment with a minimalist wardrobe, restricting yourself to a small selection of clothing items for a month. 3. Practice digital minimalism by reducing your use of technology and entertainment for a specified period. 4. Spend a weekend camping or immersed in nature with only essential supplies. 5. Volunteer at a shelter or food bank to gain perspective and cultivate empathy. Remember, the objective isn't to romanticize poverty or impose permanent austerity. It's about gaining perspective, fostering resilience, and liberating oneself from the fear and anxiety often tied to material wealth. Engaging in this practice may reveal that we require far less than assumed to achieve happiness and fulfillment. We might uncover a richness in simplicity previously overlooked. Ultimately, we embody Seneca's vision, becoming individuals for whom wealth serves as a tool, not a master. Through embracing voluntary simplicity, paradoxically, we attain genuine wealth. We attain the freedom that comes from realizing contentment with little, the resilience that stems from willingly confronting discomfort, and the gratitude that arises from fully acknowledging the abundance in our lives. By embracing this Stoic practice, we take significant strides toward redefining wealth on our own terms and living lives of authentic richness and liberty. Chapter 5. Nurturing Inner Riches. As we delve deeper into the Stoic perspective on wealth, we encounter a fundamental principle: nurturing inner riches. Stoics believed that true abundance originates not from external possessions, but from the cultivation of virtues, wisdom, and character. Seneca eloquently captures this notion with his statement, "He is an unhappy man who does not think his lot is ample, no matter how vast his fortune, unless he thinks it more than enough." This profound insight underscores that genuine wealth lies in contentment and gratitude, rather than in sheer material abundance. Even those who possess everything may feel impoverished if they cannot appreciate their blessings. Stoicism also warns of the pitfalls of external wealth. Seneca advises, "At last, away with all these treacherous goods. They look better to those who hope for them than to those who have attained them." This cautionary wisdom reminds us that the pursuit of material wealth often promises more fulfillment than it delivers. The anticipation of riches can be more enticing than their actual possession. Instead of fixating on external riches, Stoics advocated for nurturing inner wealth through the cultivation of virtues. These cardinal virtues, wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance, form the bedrock of inner richness. Wisdom, according to Stoics, involves discerning what truly matters in life and focusing on what is within our control. Epictetus teaches, "True wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." By nurturing wisdom, we learn to prioritize essentials and release unnecessary desires. Justice entails treating others fairly and acting with integrity. It requires contributing positively to society and fostering harmonious relationships. Marcus Aurelius urges, "Stop arguing what a good man should be. Be one." This directive underscores that genuine wealth encompasses our ethical contributions to the world. Courage is the strength to confront adversity with resilience and grace. It involves standing firm in our principles, even amidst challenges. Seneca encourages, "Sometimes even to live is an act of courage." Cultivating courage empowers us to navigate life's difficulties without succumbing to them. Temperance, or moderation, entails practicing self-control and balance. It means enjoying pleasures without becoming enslaved by them. Stoics teach that true freedom arises from mastering our desires rather than being controlled by them. Through the development of these virtues, we fortify an inner wealth that remains steadfast regardless of external circumstances. This inner abundance serves as a stable foundation for a fulfilling life, independent of material possessions. It enables us to maintain tranquility in adversity, derive joy from simple pleasures, and uphold integrity amidst temptations. How can we foster this inner wealth in our daily lives? Here are practical steps. 1. Reflect daily on your actions and decisions, evaluating them against the virtues of wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance. 2. Cultivate gratitude by regularly acknowledging non-material blessings in your life. 3. Engage in continuous learning to expand wisdom and deepen understanding. 4. Contribute to your community through volunteering or acts of justice, fostering connection and shared prosperity. 5. Confront fears and challenges with courage, viewing them as opportunities for personal growth. 6. Practice moderation across all facets of life, from consumption to emotional reactions. By prioritizing these practices, we cultivate enduring wealth. We enrich ourselves with character, wisdom, and virtue, qualities that yield lasting fulfillment and resilience. As we internalize Stoic teachings, we recognize that true wealth transcends material accumulation. It resides in nurturing a rich inner life. Embracing this perspective leads us to authentic contentment and harmony. We learn to value the abundance within us and to live in alignment with our surroundings. This inner wealth, once nurtured, becomes an invaluable asset that external forces cannot diminish. It serves as the gateway to a life of genuine richness and fulfillment, guided by the timeless wisdom of Stoicism.